Now, a new report into a cyber attack on Scotland's environmental watchdog has revealed hackers struck twice, a second time while experts were trying to fix the problem. The Scottish Environment Protection Agency, otherwise known as SEPA, had more than 4,000 digital files stolen in the Christmas Eve attack, and efforts to fix this issue continue till today. Well, Jude McCrory is the chair of Cyber Scotland, and they work with bodies like Police Scotland and the Scottish Government to improve cybersecurity. Thanks very much for coming in to us on the 9 tonight. A lot of folk will be sitting at home tonight thinking, hackers attacking SEPA, it seems quite random. Do we know why these hackers pick those specific organisations?
I think you've hit the nail on the head saying people are asking about this. I think people think that ransomware is a problem that only hits large organisations. Ransomware can attack any kind of organisation, small, medium and enterprise, and also global companies as well. To understand why hackers would get into the Environmental Protection Agency is to try and get inside the mind of a criminal. We don't know why they would actually target an organisation that isn't very cash rich. Is it because they think that the data that they could sell would be very beneficial and would make them a lot of money, or that SEPA would have paid a ransomware attack?
Is this all about just trying to cripple the system, causing as much disruption?
Mayhem
I mean,
as
just at the weekend there, we had a situation with Tesco as well, which affected so many people across the country. Is this just about causing chaos?
Potentially, and they think then the people will act in that chaos and then just pay the ransom. The same gang, and again it is under police investigation still, but the same gang is supposed to have attacked the HSE in Ireland as well. And you know, there is a difference between SEPA. We are talking about it a lot, but there's a huge difference between an Environmental Protection Agency being attacked and also then the healthcare system of a whole country, which is very, very unique. Yeah,
just on that, we're talking about the Irish health system being hacked by hackers. Is there a risk that Scotland's NHS could come under similar attack?
There's always a risk. Nobody, and you know, one of the points we made in the report from ourselves at SBRC is that no organisation is unique, and no organisation is fully safe. You know, you can also, even if you think you're 100% secure, some of your supply chain might not be, and then you could get hacked that way as well.
It might seem like a stupid question, but how are they actually getting in the first place? Is this someone sitting at their desk at 4:30 on a Friday afternoon and they get sent a random link like all of us do to our junk mail, and someone clicks on that and that infiltrates the whole system? How does it actually work?
So the same way that we think that, you know, we're talking about ransomware, so there is a myriad of all different cyber attacks that can happen. And the ransomware does start with a phishing email, so it comes into the system, but it's very sophisticated because, again, these are not one-man bands or one, you know, person sitting in the bottom of a basement with a hoodie on them. These are sophisticated criminal gangs. So the emails would mimic maybe me as a CEO, you know, hey, hi, okay, signing off, then just my first initial and stuff. And what they try and do is send in an email, a phishing email, into somebody in the organisation, pretending they are somebody that they know. Then the person clicks on the link, like a normal phishing email, and that phishing email then is attached to the gang's IT service.
It's so fascinating. We could talk for so long on this. Are they ever successful in getting cash out of these companies?
If you look at the intelligence around that we know of the Conti gang, who were supposed to be involved in this attack. So the intelligence wasn't that great. So they were supposed to have set up in May 2020. They weren't heard of that much until the SEPA attack. And again, that is because Terry Ahern, the CEO, was very vocal about the attack, and also very vocal to the point that he was saying there were no way was the Environmental Protection Agency going to pay this ransom.
What kind of money are we talking?
Ransom, millions.
Millions.
But the intelligence we know is that people are paying the ransom because the Conti gang are very successful. They claim to be very successful.
So if we're talking about a situation where they can hack into anything, including the health service, what kind of things are they after? Are they after health records? Are they what would they be after?
So we also had a smaller attack in Scotland around the same time as SEPA. So, you know, every time I seen Police Scotland's number coming up on my phone or an unknown number, I was like, no, not again. And it actually was a very small organisation. So SEPA, again, they've had an amazing team, an amazing support out there and a groundswell, and they were able to support themselves technically as well. But one of the other companies that was hit was a small charity that has very detailed data on a vulnerable group of society in Scotland. Now, the hackers know that this organisation, this charity, does not want this information on the data, so they presume that the people will pay the ransom. The ransomware wasn't paid on that either.
Are you seeing more and more of this?
Yeah.
In terms of large-scale things specifically here in Scotland?
Yeah, I think there's, in the last week alone, not just ransomware, we've had 5 calls into our incident response line, and they're reported crimes. So there's a lot of this crime that goes unreported because companies do not want to take the risk of talking about it. And also, they want to make sure that they're protecting their organisation. And the risk was, and Terry Ahern took a huge risk to go out and talk about this because people could say, you're an unsafe organisation, you haven't protected the data. But he took that risk to try and educate people as to the threat that's out there and to know for people to know that it is a huge and a real threat, particularly to organisations in Scotland.
We could talk for hours on this. Fascinating.
I'm quite
stuff.
sad.
No, thank you so much for coming in tonight, Jude McCorry from Cyber Scotland. Thank you.
Thank you.